Come join me as I walk you through how to create a simple budget for September. Okay? And hey, this is probably not the kind of budget you are thinking about, because when I hear the word budget, I immediately picture a rigid, beautifully organized spreadsheet, rows, columns, and perfectly aligned numbers. And honestly, that makes me want to run for the woods because I don't want to be perfect, okay? And I definitely don't want my life to feel like a spreadsheet of neatly organized numbers. I'm more than that, right? And friend, you are too. Your life is busy, things come up, plans change, kids need something, the car needs something. You forgot about that one bill. And sometimes dinner is cereal because, well, life, right? So today, we are not creating a perfectly beautiful, scary budget, okay? We are creating a simple September money plan that works with your real life. And this is something you can actually look at and think, okay, I can do this. So, friend, are you with me? Grab yourself a cup of matcha or whatever you're drinking right now. Grab your notebook and let's dive in. Because I want you to head into September feeling prepared, clear, and maybe even a little excited about your money instead of already dreading it. If you're tired of debt calling your choices, bills running your day, and groceries eating your paycheck, and ready to finally live life on your terms, debt-free, guilt-free, and unstoppable, welcome to the Financial Planning Podcast. Hi, I'm Deanna, a mom of 4, creator of the 2-line budget, a believer in big dreams and God-given purpose. I help working moms break free from financial overwhelm, take control of their money, and build the clarity, confidence, and peace you need to make wise financial decisions. Here you'll discover simple and practical financial solutions designed to strengthen your home and build lasting financial stability and maybe enjoy a weekend escape. Because when money becomes simple, your whole life opens up. And I'm here to show you how. Oh my, I used to wholeheartedly hate the B word. Budgeting was definitely not something I was excited to put on my monthly to-do list. Because in my mind, a budget was a spreadsheet, rows, columns, numbers, and somehow I was supposed to squeeze my life into all those little Excel cells, right? Almost like prison cells. Because once you had those numbers on the spreadsheet, you had to follow them, right? And if real life didn't fit the numbers, well, I guess I was the problem, right? And friend, maybe you felt that way too. You start the month with this beautiful plan, and then life happens. Something costs more than you expected. The kids need something, a bill pops up. You spend more on groceries than you planned. And suddenly, you feel like you failed your budget again. But here's what changed for me. I discovered that my budget didn't have to tell me how to live my life, and how I could use my money plan to build the life I actually have with what I actually have. Okay, and once I could clearly see where I was financially, I could start making confident decisions about where I wanted to go next. That's when I realized something really important. Clarity creates confidence, and confidence helps you take the next step. So, if this sounds like you, my friend, I really want you to listen to today's episode with an open heart and an open mind, because we are not going to create a perfect budget. We're going to create a simple money plan for your real life and use it to move you forward. And before we jump into the 5 things I want to teach you today, I want to take a little detour, okay? Because this isn't about having a perfectly clean house. It's not about getting rid of every piece of clutter, becoming super frugal, or living some strict minimalist life. It's about something much more deeper, because sometimes we don't drown because of one big financial problem. Mostly, we drown in the accumulated chaos of all the little things we've been putting off for too long. And you know what I mean. The thing you keep saying, I'll deal with it later. The bill you haven't opened, the drawer you keep avoiding, the pile you keep moving from one place to another, the decision you know you need to make, but just don't have the energy to make today, right? And eventually, it's not just clutter around you. It starts to feel like clutter inside you. And I think our money can work the same way. When everything feels scattered, your bills, your spending, your financial decisions, your goals, it takes so much energy just to keep up with the chaos. And here's something I've learned. Money loves clarity. Money needs structure. It needs direction. It needs you to know what's happening and what you're going to do next. And when you create order in your money, friend, you create something incredibly valuable. It's mental space, okay? You don't have to spend part of every day worrying about what you forgot, what you need to pay, or whether you're going to have enough. So you can breathe. I want you to hear me on this. Order isn't about perfection. It's about taking back control. And that control gives you energy, it gives you confidence, and it helps you move faster instead of constantly feeling stuck. Here's a quote I came across from Elon Musk that made me laugh because of how provocative it is. He said, quote, "Clean your house in 3 hours and you'll understand why 99% of people never get rich." End of quote. Now, I'm not here to tell you that cleaning your house is going to make you rich, right? But maybe there's a little curtain we can pull back here. Maybe the way we handle the little things, the unfinished decisions, the clutter, the procrastination, the things we keep pushing aside, can tell us something about how we handle our money too. So maybe today, as we create your September budget, we are going to do a little more than just write down some numbers. We're going to create some order here. And who knows, maybe we'll even uncover a little secret about building wealth along the way. All right, let's get into the first step of creating your September budget. And the first thing we're gonna do is very simple. We are going to list everything you absolutely need to keep your life running. Think about your housing, your groceries, transportation, utilities, maintenance and repairs, healthcare. And friend, these are not your categories, right? These are your spending. Just list all of them that comes to your mind that you spend money often, okay? Then clothing you actually need, the things that make your life comfortable, functional, healthy, and decent. Not luxury yet, okay? And not the extras, just the basics. And I know, you're probably thinking, Diana, of course we need to cover the basics first. Yes Exactly. Because before we start thinking about the fun stuff, we need to make sure you have a roof over your head, food on the table, and a way to get where you need to go, right? And the ability to take care of yourself and your family. This is what I call your financial brain sweep. And please don't overthink it. Just get it all out of your head and onto paper. What absolutely needs to be paid in September? What does your family need to live, work, eat, get around, stay healthy, and function? Write it down. And here's something interesting I want you to think about when you hear the word luxury. Luxury isn't necessarily about having more things. Sometimes real luxury is having fewer things than you have to manage, okay? Fewer things demanding your attention. Fewer things cluttering your home. Fewer financial obligations pulling at your paycheck. And also fewer decisions taking up space in your mind. And I think that's a beautiful place to start with your September budget, with first taking care of what truly matters. So get your essentials on paper, get clarity, because once you know what your life actually requires, you can make much more confident decisions about everything else. Now that we've taken care of the essentials, let's move into step number 2. And because we are heading into September, I think this is the perfect time to do something that has absolutely nothing to do with numbers, okay? But can have a surprisingly big impact on how you feel about your money, okay? And it's declutter. We are entering fall. The kids are getting back into routines, the season is changing, and before you know it, we are gonna be heading into all the fall festivities, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then a brand new year, okay? So, why not use September as your little reset? And I'm going to follow that Elon Musk advice here and challenge you to go through your stuff. Start with your closets and just look at the clothes you haven't worn in a year. Chances are, if you didn't wear it last year, you are probably not going to wear it next year either. Then go through your attic. You may find things you can put on Marketplace, things you're not using anymore that someone else might actually love and use. Then look at your garage, your linen closets, those drawers and cabinets where things mysteriously multiply, all right? This one really hit me recently because we downsized. We moved into a smaller home, not a bigger one, okay? And I was amazed at how much stuff we had that we weren't actually using. It was all clutter. And let me tell you, I can be a little bit of a squirrel here, okay? I would think, well, maybe one of our kids will get married someday and I'll need these placemats, or these table runners, or these curtains, or these decor pillows. And then I had to stop and ask myself, really? Do I really need to keep all of this just in case? And you know what I realized? It's okay to have an empty shelf. Actually, it feels really good because when you remove the things you don't need, you create room to breathe. And that's what I want you to do this September. Just clean out, let go, sell what you can, give away what someone else can use, and create some breathing room, not just in your closets, right? But in your home and in your mind. And this is one of the reasons I love focusing on your September budget. We're not just talking about numbers here. We're using this month as a transition into a beautiful new season. You're getting your home ready. You're getting your money ready. You're getting yourself ready. And instead of heading into fall already feeling behind, you get to step into it, feeling lighter, clearer, and ready for what's ahead. Now that you've done your brain sweep and covered your essentials, let me show you how I actually keep my monthly budget simple. Because you know me, I don't want a budget with 20 different categories and a spreadsheet that takes forever to maintain. I use 2 lines. That's it. Line 1 is your monthly bills. These are the things you receive a bill for and pay on a regular basis. Your mortgage or rent, your utilities, insurance, your subscriptions, and even things you don't pay every single month, right? Maybe you have a bill that comes quarterly or once a year, like property taxes. And if it's something you receive a bill for, it belongs in this first line. Then we have line 2, your everyday spending. This is where your daily purchases live. It's your groceries, gas or your car's fuel, your everyday household purchases. And then things you actually spend money on as you go through your week. And this is where I really love my meal planning system. Once a week, I plan my grocery shopping using my simple meal plan. And by the way, if you like to use the same template I use, you can download it at dianagalas.com/mealplan. I do my grocery shopping once a week, and while I'm planning, I also check what's already in my fridge and pantry. What do I already have? What needs to be used? What do we actually need to buy? So I just follow my grocery shopping list and put check mark what we already have and then minus mark what we don't have, so I know exactly what I need to purchase. It keeps me from wandering into the grocery store thinking, what should we eat this week? All right? And instead, I know what we are having, I know what I need to buy, and my family gets fresh, nourishing meals without me having to think about food every single day. So, now you've covered your basics, you've got your monthly bills, you've got your everyday spending, and you've got your groceries and your household needs. And here's where budgeting gets really exciting for me. Friends, I look at my margin. What's left after I've taken care of the things I need? And oh my goodness, this is where I start dreaming. Dreaming big. Because there's always something going on in my life that I want to build, improve, or invest in. Maybe it's my business website. Maybe it's investing in better equipment for video, sound, and recording these podcast episodes, okay? Maybe it's creating a new course. And actually, I have a new small group coaching course in the works right now as I speak. If you'd like to hear about it first and be the first to know about the bonuses and special offers when it's ready, I have a wait list, okay? I'm keeping this one very small, just 10 women, because it's going to be a more personal group coaching experience, all right? So if you'd like to be on that list, go to dianagalas.com/course and sign up. It's dianagalas.com/course. But here's why I'm telling you all of this. Your budget isn't supposed to make your life smaller, okay? Your budget gives you clarity about what you have available to make your life bigger. Once your basics are covered, you can look at the margin and ask, what do I want to do with this? What do I want to build? What do I want to experience? What do I want to save for? What dream have I been putting off? And suddenly, your September budget isn't something you dread, okay? It becomes a plan for what you are building next. Okay, so before I even look at my margin, there is one more thing I do. Right next to my living expenses, I make a list, or I just make another column and make a list of the dreams and goals I want to pursue. Typically, I choose two. One is usually more of a financial need that isn't an emergency, something like paying off a credit card or building my emergency fund. And the other one is something a little more fun. Maybe I want to build a vacation fund for a trip I'm dreaming about. And this is where my brainsweep method comes in again. First, I brainsweep my needs. Then I brainsweep my desires, wants, dreams, and goals. And let me tell you, my dream list can get long, very long. I'm taking 50 or more dreams sometimes, just to unload my imagination. And then I pick two main big goals out of this dream list, because this is my space to dream big, okay? And you might be wondering, Diana, what does listing all these dreams have to do with creating my budget? Actually, this is one of the most important parts of my budgeting process, because my dreams change the way I look at my money. Instead of looking backward and beating myself up over what I overspend on, I'm looking forward at what I'm building next. It's my next dream, my next goal, my next project, something I'm excited about. And that is a game changer. Because when you have something you're excited to work toward, your money decisions become different. You're not just saying, I shouldn't spend this. You're thinking, I would rather put this towards something I really want. Okay? That's a completely different mindset. So come on, friend. Have some fun with your budget. Don't just look at the numbers. Dream while you're looking at them. Write down what you want. Give yourself permission to dream bigger, because your budget isn't only about where your money has been, okay? It's about where your money can take you next. And now we are at the final step before we wrap up. You need to get clear on your margin. Once you covered your two lines and you've identified the dreams and goals you want to work toward, look at what's left. That's your margin. And I want you to think about your margin as a guardrail against overspending, because you already know where your money needs to go, because your monthly bills are covered, your everyday spending is also covered, your groceries are planned and accounted for, your essentials are taken care of. So now, instead of letting that extra money just sit there and slowly disappear, who knows where, we're going to give it a job. And here's what I love to do. Take your margin and divide it by the 4 Fridays in September. Then set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings up front. Now, I know that might sound a little scary. You might be thinking, wait, Diana, you want me to move that money out of my checking account? Yes. And I know it can feel uncomfortable the first time, but believe me, once you try this, you may absolutely love it. Because your month has already been planned. And your two lines cover what you need. You've already accounted for your everyday spending, so you're not just randomly taking money away from yourself. Friend, you're giving your margin a purpose. And every Friday, when that transfer happens, I want you to celebrate it, okay? No, seriously. Don't just look at it as money leaving your checking account, okay? Look at it as money moving you closer to your dream, Maybe you're getting closer to paying off that credit card. Maybe you're building your emergency fund. Maybe you're getting closer to that vacation you've been dreaming about. Whatever your goal is, that transfer is a little step forward. And I want you to celebrate those little steps. Because big financial changes rarely happen in one giant leap. They happen through these small, consistent moves that you repeat week after week, month after month. And this is actually something I'm going to be teaching more about in my upcoming course, how to create a simple plan for your dreams and goals so they're not just dreams sitting on a list. We're gonna turn them into something that's actually happening. So when you reach one of those little milestones, don't just move on to the next thing. You stop, then you look at what you accomplished and take time to celebrate it. Because here, you aren't just managing money anymore. You're using your money to build the life you're dreaming about. Okay, let's wrap up what we covered today as we created your September budget. We started with step 1, the brain sweep. Get everything out of your head and onto paper. Look at September and list the living expenses you know you're going to have. Your housing, groceries, transportation, healthcare, maintenance, and all those things your family needs to keep life running. Then we moved into step 2, declutter. We're getting ready for fall, right? So clean out those closets, your garage, your attic, your linen closet, whatever space needs a little breathing room. Because there is something really nice about entering a new season with a home that feels lighter, cleaner, and more organized. And especially if you're gonna have a family or friends coming over for the holidays, wouldn't it be nice to already have your home feeling welcoming? Even if nobody is coming over, your home feels more like home when you can actually breathe in it, okay? Then we moved into step 3. It's creating your 2-line budget. Line 1 takes care of your monthly bills and those expenses you receive a bill for. And line 2 takes care of your everyday spending. And the whole purpose is to make sure your needs are covered. Your mortgage or rent, your utilities, your groceries, your transportation, the things that keep your life going. Because when you know those things are covered, you can take a deep breath. You don't have to constantly worry, am I going to have enough for the mortgage? You don't have to wonder where your money went. Because here you have clarity. And clarity creates confidence. And then we moved into step 4. Okay? We lined up your dreams and goals with your budget. This is where budgeting gets fun. You get to ask yourself, okay, what am I building? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to experience? What do I want my money to help me create? And then we come to the step 5 to get clear on your margin. Once your needs are covered, look at what's left and give that money a purpose. Save it, move it toward a goal, build your emergency fund, or set up a little Christmas fund, okay? Or maybe you want to pay down debt, save for that vacation. Whatever your dream is, start moving toward it. And that's it, friend. 5 simple steps. Brain sweep, declutter, 2-line budget, dreams and goals, and margin. And now I want to ask you, are you ready to dream while you budget? Because I am, every single month. If you don't do anything else, after listening to this episode, just do the brain sweep, okay? Seriously. And that's a win. Because the heart of this whole process is getting clear on what you need and then giving yourself permission to get clear on what you want. And when your dreams are only floating around in your head, they're easy to forget. And it's easier to get discouraged about your money. But when you write them down, they become visible. And when you put a dollar amount next to them, they start becoming tangible. Now you have something you can actually work toward. So don't underestimate that first little step. Take out your notebook and just do your brain sweep. Write down your needs, then write down your dreams, and let yourself dream a little bigger than you normally would. And if something I talked about today sparked a question, or maybe you think, okay, Deanna, but how do I actually do this? I would genuinely love to hear from you. Send me an email at deannagalas.com and tell me what's on your mind. We can sort it out together. And if this episode helped you, please don't forget to share it with another working mom who might need to hear this. And I would really appreciate if you would leave me a written 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Those reviews help other moms find the show too. Okay, friend, I hope you have a beautiful, dreaming kind of time while you're planning your September's budget. Don't dread it. Dream while you budget. And I'll meet you right back here in a few days. Have a beautiful week and happy September budgeting. I am glad you joined me today. If this episode lifted some weight off your shoulders, pass that lightness on to another woman who could use it too. Make sure to follow the Financial Planning Podcast so each week you can unwrap simple money strategies helping you design and build financial stability at your home and experience the clarity, peace, and direction your life is craving. You're doing better than you think, truly. Keep going and keep leading your money, not chasing it. Right here, your clarity grows, your confidence builds, and your new financial story begins. 1 week, 1 step, 1 win at a time.